they're all trying to address the same issue. They're all trying to provide access to basic financial services. While at RAKSASA, we see eye to eye with this objective. The beginning of our customer journey is vastly different. Next. We begin our customer journey with credit scoring. We believe that credit score is the foundation to your life. With credit scoring, you can unlock all other basic financial services. So when we do this right, we can prepare individuals on their path to build their life. Next. But what happens when the score you receive is determined by your financial activity? And what happens when that financial activity occurs off the grid? For millions of Indonesians, this is a very real problem. Their activity is not recognized by central banking systems. So it's up to us, startup entrepreneurs, to apply innovation where it's needed the most. So if you take a look at the background image, these are real people with real lives, real problems. They hustle every day. Okay, they get up, they go home, they eat, they have to feed their kids. But there is no record of that. As a matter of fact, the relationship between drivers and ride-hailing apps is not even legally documented yet in this country. And for your information, Indonesia being one of the most diverse and one of the most dynamic countries in the world, there are many, many layers of commerce that banking systems cannot recognize. Next. You see, we're primed, we're blessed in one way. We have a high smartphone adoption, okay, the third fastest in the world. By comparison, the rate at which people open bank accounts lose to this rate. Next. So I introduced to you RAKSASA. It's a decentralized scoring system. It's powered by blockchain technology, okay? And at present time, we're in line to receive only one of three credit bureau business licenses in this country. Next. The core component in credit scoring is data. We have ascertained over 3 million user data, not just random data, but users with proven track record, borrowing history, borrowing capacity, okay? So we can select performing loans, and we can upsell to them. We're talking about 15 trillion rupiah in recurring transactions through the network that we built through our startup. Next. We take your data, we create a score for it that is reactive, secure, and accepted, cross-agency, and hopefully one day cross-border. So you take a look at all these small little dots, we can provide a score from something as small as a pulsa top-up, or paying your electricity bills or internet bills. Next. When we create the score for you, it is yours. Taking a look at the screenshot on the left, that is your score. You cultivate that, you protect it, you control it, you own it. Okay? With this score, we provide a consumer-facing product that people understand. Not everyone may understand credit score, but they understand credit limit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, RAKSASA.
Adit from RAKSASA. Mr. Adit, can you come here? Closer to me? Thank you.
Okay.
I love fintech people. So, 2 minutes for question and answer session. Please, Mr. Kwanson.
Alright, so first, curious, what data points do you collect? Because there's been a lot of various credit scoring mechanisms for Southeast Asia, collecting social, like etc. etc. So what are the main drivers for your credit score?
Okay, we have. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, and then the second one is, how's your cohort been performing so far?
I didn't get the second question, but to answer your first question, we have 3 tiers in our credit scoring. The first tier is the conventional central banking standards. Tier 2 is blockchain-based credit scoring, which means we use everyday commercial transactions, and we score the most minimal transactions. The third tier is social, but obviously that is still some ways away from us.
When you say that you are an authorized credit bureau, do the banks report all transactions back to you?
we're developing this system hand in hand with OJK and Bank of Indonesia. So what I missed to say earlier is that we are in this OJK Sandbox program, where when we graduate, we are in line for that. So Bank of Indonesia is very aware of what we're doing. They know that we are experimenting with alternative credit because they know that's one of the only ways to reach these people.
Okay.
We still have time.
Mr. Kwanso, can I
Yes.
add one more?
Hey, I was going to ask in terms of cohort, but I guess you guys are in the process of getting launched because I was asking, really trying to get at the feedback mechanism, right? So, for example, if a bank or an insurance company use your score to sell them some products, then how do you ensure that there's a proper feedback loop to your credit score? Right, because you say, hey, I issue a score of this much, and then they issue, let's say, a very small loan, but then some of the people defaulted and say, okay, you probably should adjust your scoring this much. So I was more curious on that process.
Okay, again, I didn't understand your question fully, but when it comes to the lending aspect of our business, we do the lending ourselves. So we have multiple sources of funds that I don't have time to cover it now, but I would be glad to discuss this in private with any of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
RAKSASA.
It's gonna be a long discussion with Mr. Kwanso next on the networking and
Yeah,
human
network section we
agent,
have like
ya.
many